What the fuck is that? Whoa, that is wicked. Well, looks like we got ourselves a decent discovery out here. Well, back to strolling. Wait.
What is up, my artistic enchiladas? Yoink. Okay, welcome back to another puppet showcase, and today we got Ignited Chica from the Joy Creation Ignited collection. Now, I always knew about the Ignited animatronics and the Joy Creation stuff, but guys, I have an unpopular opinion. I don't like those designs that much, at least the original ones, because they honestly just didn't feel too much like there was effort put into them, because with the whole it's basically like some old FNAF source filmmaker models, but they were just basically stripped of some casings and the heart and arms. I think literally Freddy and Chica and Bonnie are the ones who don't have arms, but the point is they lack, they're supposed to be burnt and stuff like that. So when I saw the updated models for the Ignited collection, I was like, oh, what? These look sick. Well then, and then the demo came out, and then we got a good look at Chica, and wow, I loved her. Chica was probably my favorite Ignited, and second to Bonnie, because Bonnie and Chica are like the goats for me. But I wanted to make her first because she was my favorite. Like I just said, she was my favorite design. But she was hard. Now hard is in I don't know what I'm saying. She was hard as in, I actually don't know why she took so long. She took a while for some reason, and I don't know why. I think it was a week ago since I finished her. I'm not sure. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you to Purple Zilla Rex for voicing Vanessa in the opening skit. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's get right into this beautifully ugly booger, starting with the head. So, if some of you are knowledge with my FNAF puppets, here's my unfinished Toy Freddy, for example. You would know that I make the bodies. It's just a one layers of material, and then I just stick a pipe cleaner in there, and I just have a one layer with this. When it comes to broken characters like this, and there's like stuff that's torn underneath them, basically I do this, but it's black, so that way you can tear it up, and then there's black details in there. But with Chica here, it was kind of different with her face specifically, because as you guys can kind of tell, it's kind of inside a little more than it usually is. This is the first time I did a detail like this, where it kind of just actually goes in there a little bit, like that. You're gonna follow me, fudge. Anyways, there we go. So she was interesting because so basically I got a regular made oval shaped for her head, and then I basically got pipe cleaners and kind of sculpted the back of the head, the cheekbones, and the the eye. Guys, I'm actually stupid. I have no idea what that part is called. The eye frame. That's probably what it's called. Anyways, and then the beak. So the beak is supposed to be kind of sharp. You can kind of see it, but for some reason in some shots it looks very dull. It's probably because of the paint, but we'll get into that. But yeah, also I'm really happy with how this endoskeleton area turned out. And if you're wondering what the wires are, they are pipe cleaners, but they are just really thin. I cut them to be thin, so you can't really find them. Maybe you can find really thin pipe cleaners. I'm not sure, and honestly, who cares? You just cut it. I know it takes effort, but honestly, it's worth it at the end, because then you get cool visuals like this. So also with the eye, real quick, I don't think that's what the eye actually looks like. I'm just going off from stock images that I saw. Maybe they're just normal, but I wouldn't know. Well, I mean, I probably would know, but we don't get. Well, we kind of get a good look at her eyes, and the same thing we don't. But again, it doesn't matter. So, I don't know what to say, but like, okay, what's funny though is when I was working on the head specifically, I was watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I was like, huh, imagine if this thing came after them. It'd be funny, but it doesn't. But now every time I look at how I built this thing, the head specifically, I just think of that movie, which is kind of funny. The torso is basically the same thing as the head. It's just I shaped it for the torso. I shaped the torso as I usually do, and then I stuck pipe cleaners, and I made it look like that. And you can kind of tell, but the Let's Eat bib actually has some. I actually drew that on there, but I didn't put my best effort in because you're not even gonna see it because it's gonna be covered in poop and stuff like that. The arms, they were probably basically. I was lucky enough to get a head start because I made Mangle recently, kind of recently, but I know how to make it. But like also they are different from the FNAF 2 endoskeletons a little bit, even though these are basically like modified version of the Wizards a little bit. But we'll get into that. Well, actually, no, we're not gonna get into that. Also, I don't know. It's probably just me, but I don't think this version has the arms where they're just stretched out like that. I mean, she can do it, but that means I have to pause the video and crap. But I'm not gonna do that. But, but like so yeah, her arms can go out, but I think they're down in this mode or in this model, because the render I looked at, her arms were down, but there was another render that had her arms out. But in the game, her arms are like down or dangling, but either she doesn't have control of her arms, or I don't know. But there might not. Okay, also to some people there might not be as much wire as there is on her, but I did what I did. And then let's move on. Probably my least favorite part: the hips. Not the hips itself, but the joints. They're not weak or anything, but they're just obscenely long compared to how it's supposed to actually be. And not a big fan of this one. Well, that's like literally my only nitpick. I could probably easily fix that by just shoving it in there and gluing it in place. But you can't always solve everything with hot glue. Oh, with puppets specifically. And then like there's more wires coming in than other thing. But actually what I did here is I basically did this. I got gray material and I wrapped it around the parts that would have exposed endo on it, and that's what I did. I didn't add much on the back though. And also this is just a made up detail on her butt right there. It does not exist. Maybe it does, but I wouldn't know because we haven't had like full model versions of them yet. And the feet was the last thing I did, and I remember I did one foot. I finished one foot, but it was like 11 at night, and I was like, okay, do I go to bed or do I finish this foot? Now, I was very tired when I did it, when I finished this foot, or a foot. I don't know which one I did. And then I was like, well, this was simple, because all I have to do is just sew it, and then stuff it, seal it up, poke a hole in it, put the foot in, make toenails, cover it in marker, and then cover it, and last but not least, cover it in paint, which I kind of exposed how I did that. So yeah, the feet were kind of like the last stage, It literally started from the head and went all the way down. Now I do have a rule with myself that I always do the head first, but first I don't know if I should change that, because ever since I did that rule, for some reason the heads have always been bigger than the bodies, and I'm not going to remake the heads because I put so much effort into them, because most people look into the heads when it comes to these things, or not just these guys, but like in general when it comes to like merchandise and stuff. But whatever. So how did I pull off this look? So it's actually some very thin, some very light pale yellow, and some like kind of like it was this kind of shade of orange. It's like a pumpkin orange, and that's what it used to be, and now it's that. But yeah, that's just how it looks. And so yeah, I basically covered it. I kind of like lightly markered over it with a Sharpie at first, just so it has that dirty look, and then I got in with paint afterwards, and my goodness, and I went like this. I kind of dry brushed it a little bit, and and I also got like gray paint to like make lighter points too, and I basically like just did all that. Like you can kind of tell on the bib right there, just a little bit of slattered parts on here, and so the head actually is a lot lighter compared to everything else. Like if you looking at her head and then looking at her legs and stuff, it's like this like specifically is over exaggerated with like the painting and stuff. But what are you gonna do? I mean, I could fix it, but I'm not gonna remake the whole leg just because it's a different shade. But you see, that's the thing. I kind of don't want to remake her. I love the way she looks, because it kind of would make sense why the legs would be the dirtiest, since you know, just it's always the part that's always moving and stuff. So yeah, that's it for this puppet showcase. Well, actually, fun fact. So the day I think I finished her one day, and then I took her to school the next day, because I can do that. It was college specifically, and like the teachers don't mind. I can carry these guys out. But my art teacher saw it, and she was all like, "What? That's so cool!" And then I was like being all kind of nervous and stuff, because I know people were looking at me. I'm not like socially awkward. It's just that I don't want to be the one who starts a conversation, you know? I mean, she technically started it, and I don't know if you guys are familiar, but in school, or like there's this form of art called still life. So basically, for example, let's say this and that and that was basically what a still life is, and then you draw it as best as you can. She was asking me if she can put her in it, and I was like, "Oh, no, it's fine." And she really liked it, and it was actually kind of funny and flattering in a way. Like, I wish I could have added her, but like she's my comfort character. I need her close by me. But I might make one and add one eventually, but who knows? Yeah. That's just a little fun fact about this booger. And she's my first Ignited, and I'm going to be making Ignited Bonnie next. Not right now, not right next, but I will make him eventually. And I will make so okay, guys, my next puppet will be Cassie. I promise. Okay, I'll see if I can get her done pretty soon. But if I can't, then regardless, she's my next puppet. I promise. I keep delaying her because I just can't find the right skin color for her. Alright. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I forgot how to do my outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Make good decisions. God bless you. And goodbye.